Why, guys? Why, guys? Why, guys? Why? 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 What's good, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are diving into a lot, and I mean a lot, of freaking video games. Let's get to it. Alright guys, we're gonna go ahead and just jump into it because I have picked up way too many freaking games over the last few months, and it's time to show them off on camera, guys. First up, we have SNK Arcade Classics Volume 1. When I picked this up, I thought I already had a copy of it, but I was definitely confused with another one of these random game collections on the Wii. This is just disc only, but eventually I figured we can find the case and the manual. So, SNK, let me know down below if you are a fan of any SNK games. Next up, we have Captain America Super Soldier on the PS3. Kind of the same story as before. I thought I had this game too, but no. Looks like I need to go through all of my games and maybe do like a giant update or something just to find out what I have and what I'm missing and things like that. I know there's different apps for stuff. I've used a couple of them, but I don't know. It's just too much work. We have Captain America Super Soldier for the PS3. We'll find the case. We'll find the manual eventually. Next up, we have two PS2 games. They're both loose. We have Casper Spirit Dimensions. Picked this up not too long ago. It was super cheap. Might as well add it to the collection. And then we have Barnyard. I have heard this game is actually pretty fun. Has a little bit of value. I think maybe complete 15-20 bucks. So you wouldn't expect it though, just looking at this cover. It looks kind of goofy. It's a Nickelodeon game and it's made by THQ, but everything I've seen from it looks pretty awesome. So can't wait to jump into this one eventually. All right, guys. Next up, we've got this game called Legend of the Dragon. At first, I thought it was Legend of Dragoon when I picked this up, and I was like, no, that's not on PS2, that's on PS1. I doubt this game has any similarities to that game, but anytime we come across something like this, it's loose, it's cheap, it looks like it might be interesting, I just go ahead and hold on to it until we get a chance to play it. Next up, we've got Dr. Mario. Surprisingly enough, I did not have a copy of Dr. Mario in the NES collection. Funny enough, we actually picked up either 2 or 3 copies of this game at the yard sale. They were like 3 for $10, so I ended up selling off the other 2 copies, and then I kept one for the collection. So always love when you get a good deal like that. Next up, we have SSX for the PS2, another game that I thought I had, but turns out I did not. I think I had SSX 2, or maybe it was 3, maybe both of those, I can't remember, but definitely adding this one to the collection. These games are always a lot of fun. Just something about these snowboarding games, they're usually a lot of fun. So let me know down below if you are a fan of any of the SSX games. And kind of along the same theme of snowboarding down a mountain, you have biking down a mountain. We have Downhill Domination, another game that we picked up pretty cheap. I think this might have been a yard sale find. Some of these games you have already seen in video game and toy hunting episodes, but some of these you probably have not, so maybe there's some spoilers in here, but hey, shout outs to you if you're watching this video. Next up, we picked this game up in Alabama. I think it was Foley, Alabama. We were at this like antique slash gaming store slash, I don't know, it was just one of those stores where they had a bunch of booths, I guess like an antique store. But we got Rugrats Royal Ransom, a game that I have never seen before up until I picked it up, by THQ. And yeah, just Rugrats in general was a huge part of my childhood, so I figured, hey, why not? We don't have it, let's go and add it to the collection. Next up, we got a couple of PS4 games. We have Lego Worlds. We actually picked this game up a while ago. I want to say it was on the Nintendo Switch, but funny enough, I couldn't get the game to work, and that was like the first time I came across a Switch game that was not working. I thought that was a little odd. I tried to use a Q-tip with some isopropyl alcohol, maybe on the pin connectors, to see if I could get it back to working, and no, it still wasn't working. So Little odd. I think I have that game laying around somewhere. If any of y'all have any tips, by the way, you should definitely share them in the comment section. Maybe there's a way to bring that game back to life, or maybe it just got scratched or something on those pin connectors and it just needs to be tossed. I don't know. I just can't throw away a game, so it's still somewhere around. But we got Lego Worlds, have the PS4 version now instead. Decided to add this to the collection since I can't play on the go, which is what I'd rather do. But yeah, pretty awesome. Next up, a PS VR game. We have Farpoint. I don't think this game is very expensive by any means. In fact, I think this is one of those like ridiculously cheap games you would see. Sometimes you come across these games on the PS4 and it's like, you see the sold listings on eBay and someone sold a copy for like $2.99. Sometimes you'll see it with free shipping and you're just like, how did that guy even ship that game? Like, you clearly lost money shipping the game. I don't get it. Anyways, it's a PS4 game, and it's also a PlayStation VR game. We picked up a VR again after getting rid of the first one because it kind of made me dizzy. I decided to give it another chance. So if we come across PS VR games for the cheap, we will go ahead and pick them up, add them to that collection. Next up, we got some PSP UMDs, guys. Pick these up at the pawn shop. We have the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This freaking movie scared me so much. I don't know how old I was when this movie came out or when I first saw it. I just remember the scene with the hooks. Oh, something about that scene just like scarred me for a really long time. So yeah, very, very terrifying. And I don't know if I'd go back and watch this now. Would it be like, oh, that's not scary? Because, you know, sometimes it's like that. But Texas Chainsaw Massacre, inspired by a true story. And next up, another PSP UMD video. We have the Amityville Horror. I'm honestly not trying to go crazy when it comes to these PSP movies, but if I see like horror or maybe just something that sticks out to me, and it's cheap, y'all know I'm not paying retail for this stuff, or at least hopefully we're not. Definitely trying to get deals on everything that we pick up. Then, you know, at that point, I just go ahead and pick it up, and then maybe later on I decide, why did I collect these? Let's sell them. I don't know. Let's trade them. But for now, we have picked up a few. So the Amityville Horror. Next up, we've got another PSP movie. We have House of the Dead. The game has just begun. This has definitely seen some better days. But once again, it was cheap, so went ahead and picked it up. And then we have another. This one is from Robert Rodriguez and also Quentin Tarantino. He has put out some amazing movies. We have From Dusk Till Dawn. So kind of cool to be adding a few of the PSP movies to the collection. I think we only have these 4 that you just saw, plus I know I have Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. That might be it, actually. That might just be 5 right now. So hey, not too shabby. Next up, a game I know you guys have not seen in the video yet, because I know that video has not dropped. We have Shaq Fu for the Sega Genesis. Oh yeah, what else can I say? A classic right here, and I didn't have it on the Sega. I don't have a lot of Sega games. I kind of went through a lot of them. I had some doubles, and I ended up selling off a good bit of them. Kind of just want to go for games that are more exclusive to Sega, although I think this game came out on the Super Nintendo as well. But we got it. We're just going to go ahead and hold on to it for now. But let me know down below if you are a Shaq Fu fan. And back into the PSP, this video has no rhyme or reason. The games are just going to be all over the place. We have G-Force. I think I picked this up for $1 at another flea market. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about this, but a lot of the times these type of games I play, I decide if I like them or not. If I do like them, then yeah, I have to hold on to them. If not, this game's probably not worth much. This might be like a bundler or something. Maybe throw it on Whatnot. Not entirely sure, but yeah, just pick it up. Next up, into the PS4 out of nowhere, guys, we have Jump Force. All of your favorite anime characters are fighting it out to the death. Let me know down below what your favorite anime is of all time. And now into the Wii, which makes no sense. We have Shaun White skateboarding. Picked this up at a yard sale. Didn't have this game in the collection. I don't know how this is going to hold up next to like the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater games, or like maybe even back on the PS1, you had Thrasher Skate and Destroy. A lot of people don't know about that game. Definitely a hidden gem in my opinion. And then you have the Skate series. So I'm not expecting much out of this. Sorry, Shaun White. I don't know. But it looks like it might be fun. I don't know. We will find out at some point. And next up, guys, the freaking grueling mission to complete the Wii U. Unfortunately, that means you got to pick up games like this. You got to pick up Just Dance 2014, 15, 16, 17. You got to get the whole Just Dance starter kit. We didn't have this, but these are those type of games I'm not trying to spend much money on, so we come across them for a few bucks. All right, we can pick that up and add it to the Wii U collection. Eventually, I'm going to do a Wii U collection video. Going to go through all of the Wii U games that we have and just kind of go through everything like that. So stay tuned for that video, hopefully in the next few weeks. Next up, let's talk about a few Nintendo Switch games. And kind of a spoiler, I know you guys haven't seen this video yet, so I won't give you many details, but I picked these games up, did not have them, guys. We have Digimon Survive, probably going to be jumping into this game next, not entirely sure. I know Super Mario Wonder will be coming out very soon. It depends on how much of Trials of Mana I get through. That's the game I'm currently playing on the Nintendo Switch. I know it's probably a lengthy game. I've only put about maybe 10 hours into it, so we'll see. If I finish that game in time, I want to jump into this one before Super Mario Wonder comes out, but we will see. So Digimon Survive, looking forward to checking that one out. Final Fantasy XII, The Zodiac Age. Now, guys, I already have this game on the PS4. I put maybe like, I don't know, a few hours into it, 5-6 hours, something like that. And I just never went back to it. I kind of jumped into another game, which happens very often. Not so much anymore. I've been a little more focused, but it definitely has happened before in the past, and I never went back to it, but now I have a Switch version of it. Yeah, I would have to replay those few hours again, but something about just having this on the go, yeah, I definitely would just probably play this version instead. So, Final Fantasy XII, looking forward to playing this one on the Switch. And then, guys, another game to add to the Switch collection, we have Monster Hunter Rise. I still have not jumped into any of the Monster Hunter games. Y'all don't come for me in the comments. I know I'm going to get roasted, but I have been talking about wanting to jump into this series for a really, really long time. Y'all let me know, should this be the first game I play, or is this game going to be like nothing like the other ones? Is this game going to maybe ruin this entire series for me? I really don't know where to jump in, but something tells me I should play this one just because I have it here, it is on the Switch, and that portability aspect of Switch games really just speaks to me. Next up, something a little unique. We have this Sega Genesis cleaning system kit. I don't know. At this point, it's just the cardboard, man. Like, the thing could not even be in there and I'd be stoked. It is in there, though. I definitely checked. This was another pickup you guys will definitely see in a future video. It's a little bit beat up. You can see over here at the top. I thought about maybe taking a piece of tape and putting it back like that, but I know tape on this sounds like a bad idea too, but maybe if you couldn't see the tape, I'm not sure. I guess a little glue could also work. Yeah, I guess you would use this back in your day to clean your system. Pretty interesting, and this is just the type of obscure and weird stuff I kind of like to hold on to. This would make a great display piece up next to my Sega Genesis box. So why not? We're going to set that over there. And we've got a few PS3 games. We'll go ahead and grab all of them. So right here, we have a copy of Skate 3. We did have this already. We had the greatest hits version, but we're going to swap that one out with this one right here. And something is sticky on there. I don't know. Maybe you got to clean these up a little bit more. Next up, we have this game called Tekken Hybrid. I don't know. I've never seen this one. It was super cheap. Went ahead and picked it up. I'm not sure if it includes both of these. I'm going to assume it does. We have Tekken Tag Tournament HD, and then it looks like Tekken Tag Tournament 2, the prologue maybe? I don't know. But then it also says Blood Vengeance 3D, so I'm not entirely sure if it's like 3 games in one or 2 in one, but either way, we didn't have it, so we're going to add it. And next up, we have this game called Azura's Wrath. Probably saying that wrong. I've heard good things about this game, but I don't really know much about it. It is for Capcom. So pretty much most of these games you're seeing, they're games that we've picked up. A lot of them we have not played. Some games we have definitely checked out already by now, but a lot of these are just games that are going to be on the backlog in the future. So this one looks interesting, at least based off the cover, but hopefully it ends up being fun. Next up, we have Dynasty Warriors 7. If I see any of the Dynasty Warriors games, whether it's PS2, PS3, whatever, and the price is right, I just go ahead and pick them up. These games are pretty fun. And we have another one right here. So Dynasty Warrior 7, but this is Extreme Legends. So I don't know if this was like an expansion to this game. Also, I'm seeing this down here at the bottom. I think this means maybe this was like the PAL version or something. I'm not entirely sure. Hopefully this game also works on my PS3. Didn't really notice that till right now, so we will find out at some point. And okay, you guys already saw that. Oh yeah, something a little nostalgic maybe for some of us, but guys, right here we have the interactive sampler CD volume 8. Includes Medieval, Metal Gear Solid, NFL Extreme, and Spyro the Dragon. I mentioned it a while ago, but I said if I see these for a good deal, I'm gonna go ahead and pick these up. These things are just super nostalgic to me. Back here we have all those games, so Medieval, Metal Gear Solid, Spyro, and NFL Extreme. And back in my day, this is how you would play a demo of a game. You would get something like this. Sometimes it came with like a Pizza Hut pizza. Sometimes you would just get them in the back of a magazine. And this is kind of how you found out about upcoming games. Honestly, kind of freaking crazy to think about, but hey, that is part of history and I love it. We're gonna put this over here for now. And next up, a game for the Sega CD. So, not gonna spoil where we found this and how much we paid. Definitely it was a great deal, but this game is called Road Avenger. Now guys, I do have a Sega CD. The thing is, I don't even think it's working. So, in terms of collecting for the Sega CD, I don't know. Over the years, I've tried to focus in a little bit more on the stuff that I actually want to hold on to for the collection, things that I actually want to play, things that are gonna take up less room and stuff like that. I don't know if it makes sense to collect for the Sega CD, considering I don't think mine is working for one. I'd have to go get it fixed, and then it's just like, I don't know. I'm also the type of gamer where it's like some of these games will get ported over eventually. I can play versions of them on the Switch. If not, there is always emulation. I know that is a sore subject for some people, but hey, if you can play a game for next to nothing versus having to spend hundreds of dollars, hey, do what you want. I'm not going to judge you. But we have Road Avenger for the Sega CD. I'll decide on this one at a later date, but yeah, still cool to pick up nonetheless. And something random over here, guys, we have Chevy Chase's National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. The freaking cover of this always stuck out to me as a child. Look at this. You'll crack up. So cheesy. These movies are pretty funny, pretty awesome, and yeah, I didn't have this one in the VHS collection. Maybe one day we'll do an actual like VHS video where we go through all the VHS tapes that we have. Y'all let me know if you'd care to see something like that. Definitely planning a game room tour. I know, guys, we've been planning this thing for a freaking year. The game room just never really caught up to where I wanted it to be, but we're getting very close to that, and maybe I'll do like a little pan over of some VHS tapes in that video, because that is part of my collection. We'll decide on that at a later date. Alright guys, we have another VHS tape right here. We have Dennis the Menace, and this is a special edition. I don't know what makes it special, but this is also sealed, so kind of cool. I don't know if this matters or not when it's sealed when it comes to this particular movie, but some VHS tapes that are sealed can go for crazy amounts of money, but this was so cheap. Great movie here. I'm just gonna add it to the VHS collection. Next up, guys, something pretty unique. You've probably seen this one. I don't know how long ago it was when we picked this up. This was part of a bundle, and y'all know how we feel about cardboard. We have the NES Max Power in the palm of your hands, and this controller is just so different, so unique, especially for the time it came out. Everyone was used to like the rectangular controllers, but yeah, this is pretty awesome, and I'm looking forward to adding this to the collection. Although I guess technically it's been in the collection for a while. It's been in this pile of pickups specifically for this video, and I just haven't made this video in a long time, so here we are. And for now, we're gonna set it back here. I think it goes there pretty nice. Next up, we got a couple of Nintendo 3DS games. We have Epic Mickey Power of Illusion, not to be confused with the Epic Mickey games on the Nintendo Wii, a completely different style of game. Before I show you all the other one, we'll look at the back as well. Master the Power of Illusion. So this game is more of a 2D side-scrolling game. Still have not played this. This has been on my backlog for a really long time. I haven't been jumping into like 2DS or 3DS games lately. I've been kind of hooked on the Switch. So right now I'm trying to play as many Switch games as possible before I jump into another console. That's usually what happens. But next up we have Codename Steam. Just another random game we picked up. It was very cheap. Strike Team Eliminating the Alien Menace. I don't know. I thought it looked interesting. Y'all let me know down below in the comments. Next up, something super interesting. We have Grand Theft Auto. We have the trilogy, and this has all 3 of these games right here. I thought this was a cool little combo pack for the PS2. We have a couple of these combo packs now. We have one of the other Grand Theft Auto ones where I think that one had like Liberty City Stories and another game. And then we have the Mortal Kombat one as well that has 3 of the Mortal Kombat games. So we came across this and I was like, all right, at this point I just got to hold on to it. But Grand Theft Auto 3, Vice City, and San Andreas. So pretty awesome. I wonder when we're going to actually get the next Grand Theft Auto, guys. It's been freaking, what, 10 years or so? Like, when is the next game coming out? Somebody let me know. And guys, next up, a couple of NES games adding to the NES collection. Didn't have either of these right here. We have Operation Wolf, Take No Prisoners. And next up, we have Jack Nicklaus, greatest 18 holes of major championship golf. I picked this up, guys, at the time. Once again, it was cheap, and I was thinking maybe we could go for the full NES set. I've kind of changed my mind on that over the last few months. It's something that I just personally don't care to go for. I know there's going to be a lot of games like this that I just don't care for. Still want to go for the full Wii U set, and I still want to go for the full N64 set. Although, yes, there's definitely a bunch of games for both of those consoles that kind of pertain to the same theory as this, just kind of whatever games. I just feel like those are going to be a little bit more obtainable, and I don't know how many games there are for the NES, but it's like, what, 600 or 700, maybe even 800. I don't even have the space for those, even if I wanted. So for right now, we're not going for the full NES set. Probably not going to hold on to this game, but I definitely will hold on to Operation Wolf. And guys, next up, a couple of PS1 games. Got the black label as well. We have Fighting Force 2. It's been so long since we picked this game up. I don't even remember the deal. I want to say it was like a bundle, or this might have been one of those games we scored at the thrift store, because a lot of the times people mix these games in with the CDs. And sometimes you get lucky. You just got to go over there and look. And that might have been where this game came from. I can't remember at the time of filming this video. It's been a while, but Fighting Force 2 for the PS1 and Dave Mirra Freestyle BMX. I always loved playing these BMX games when I was younger. I remember there was like the snowboarding games, there was BMX, obviously the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. There was just so many fun different games like that, and this one was pretty fun as well. So Dave Mirra Freestyle BMX. Next up, guys, another PSP game. We have Sonic Rivals. Got the greatest hits. We did not have this one in the collection, so I don't know. I don't know how far we're going to go crazy with the PSP. PSP is one of those things where it's just like, I'm not looking to collect the full set. I'm just picking up games that I think I'm going to have fun playing and kind of doing that. Honestly, I do that with most consoles besides the Wii U and the N64. Those are the only 2 exceptions. Everything else is just like, all right, if I'm going to play it, I'm going to keep it. If not, let's get it on out of here. But Sonic Rivals for the PSP. We're running out of space, guys. Y'all can't tell, but over here there's like a little mountain of games brewing. And speaking of games, we have Super Mario, but this is a controller, not a game. We have this Super Mario controller we got from Power A. They always put out awesome stuff. We did unboxings on this and the next thing I'm about to show y'all over on the Nintendo channel. So if you guys like unboxing type of content, y'all make sure to go check out that channel. That's where you're going to see a lot of Nintendo unboxings. But yeah, this controller is pretty awesome. I actually already had another Super Mario controller, but that one just isn't as cool looking as this one. They're both wireless, but the other one is just kind of plain. It's like white with like a red little Mario 8-bit logo over here. I thought about keeping this one instead and then probably selling off the other, because I don't need to have every controller variant ever, especially for the Switch. Although that would be a cool goal maybe down the road, but no, there's way too many of those. So gonna swap out the other one I got with this one and add this to the collection. And now we're just gonna add it back here, guys, because I don't know where this video is going. It's getting crazy. Speaking of crazy, look at this. We've got this Kirby wireless controller. Definitely keeping this one. I'm not sure, like I said, I'm not trying to keep every controller out there, but I don't have a Kirby controller. Okay, now we got a Mario one, now we got a Kirby one. Like, I'm fine with this. This is so sick. And once again, we did an unboxing on this as well. So if you guys care for that type of content, you know, make sure to go check out the other channel. You're going to see a lot of stuff like that. But this thing is so sick. Just Kirby was just walking around and then boom, he ate this other controller. Pretty awesome. Next up, something we actually picked up a while ago, but it was never part of a pickups video, and this is definitely a really awesome pickup in my opinion. We got these new Super Mario Bros. Cups. They've never been opened. There's a bunch of them. I don't know what to do with these guys. You got Luigi there, you got Mario. They're just like party cups, but this is the type of stuff I love picking up. I thought about opening it and then maybe just like keeping one or two, bundling up the rest, maybe selling some. Not entirely sure. I feel like something like this would be fun to sell off, maybe like on an auction or something like that. But we will see. I'm definitely holding on to at least one cup. Something about opening up stuff like this, even though this isn't super old, I'm just like, maybe I'll keep it. But yeah, thought this was pretty awesome. And yeah, we're running out of space, guys. This pickups video is a little longer than I thought. We got to get into a few other things right here. Not just games. We do have, oh yeah. So we got a few pickups. I think this was, okay, yeah, I was gonna say this is from Sonic 2. It's like one of those like Happy Meal toys. Definitely just came in part of the bag. What year is this guy from? 2016. Nothing crazy there, but it was just part of the deal. Honestly, the reason I picked this up was because of these three right here. So we have Princess Peach. I don't know if we have this one or not. I can't remember. I feel like we don't have it. And anytime we see Nintendo characters that we don't have in our Nintendo toy collection, especially when they're cheap, we go ahead and pick them up. So we got Peach. And then this one I thought was awesome too. So we got Yoshi, and this is from 2019. So I thought he was a little bit older, but 2019, it looks like it's from, is that Tomy or is it Tommy? I never knew how to pronounce that, but we got him, and this is awesome. Looks like he does a little bit of this. Let's see. Pretty awesome there. And all right, that's enough, buddy. Put him back there. And then we have this Sonic. This will probably just be something we give away at a future date. We already have a Sonic from this line. I think this is from the Sonic 2 movie and just part of like those Happy Meal toys. So we already got him, but still just wanted to show y'all a couple of toy pickups. And guys, let's get into a couple of Game Boy games. We picked this one up not too long ago. We've got Batman, the video game. And yes, we do have some cases. We're going to be putting this in along with the next game I'm about to show y'all. And we got those from an awesome company that does like these reproduction cases. So a great way to display these on your shelves. Set that there for now. And then right here we have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Fall of the Foot Clan. I am a huge TMNT fan. If you guys have not been tuning in to any of the toy hunting videos, y'all need to go check some of those out. There's some awesome stuff over there that we've been finding. Speaking of awesome stuff that we have been finding, guys, look at this like custom reshell Game Boy Advance with this Pokemon theme. This was a yard sale pickup, and it was just too cool. We could not leave it behind. I have a Game Boy Advance already, but mine does not look as cool as this. So I think that one we might trade or sell off, and then we're going to add this one to our handheld collection. But yeah, let me know down below what your favorite Game Boy Advance game is. Oh, Sonic fell. That's okay. All right, guys. Next up, we've got some Super Nintendo games. We'll go over these one by one. Right here, we have Super Ghouls and Ghosts. Very, very cool. Great game. Speaking of great games, we got another one right here. We have Spider-Man, Venom, Maximum Carnage. Oh, man, I freaking love Carnage, and I love Venom, and I love Spider-Man, but we did not have this game yet, so definitely got to add it to the collection. Now, I have mentioned how I was on the fence about going for the full NES set. At the same time, I was also adding games like this to the collection. I don't know if I necessarily need to keep Ken Griffey Jr. winning run, although that flame right there is making me think it's similar to NBA Jam Tournament Edition. Don't know, have not played this yet, but you guys let me know, because if you can like knock the balls out of the park and like things just catch on fire and stuff, then okay, that might be my kind of sports game. But if it's just your basic run-of-the-mill sports game, I might put this in the sell/trade-off pile. So we'll see later on. And guys, last but not least, another great Super Nintendo game. We have Contra 3. the Alien Wars. I'm a sucker for the Super Nintendo. Something I've been going back and forth on. Do I want to collect the full set? Like, I don't have the space for it. Kind of the same story with the NES. But the Super Nintendo is just a little bit more nostalgic to me. We had both growing up, but just something about the Super Nintendo was like, maybe I was just older to where I remember more games on this console. So it just hits those nostalgia strings a little bit harder for me. So maybe down the road, I won't rule out going for the full set. But as of right now, not really the goal. Alright guys, we cleared a few of the things that were over here to make some more room, and next up we have another VHS we're adding to the collection. Score! We have A Night at the Roxbury. We did not have this one. At this point, we don't pick up too many VHS tapes. It's like one every once in a while, and that's just because we kind of have a lot of the classic movies we already love. There's a lot of horror stuff out there though, and that's usually the more desirable, the more expensive stuff. So those are the type of things we would love to add to the collection little by little if we come across them for a great deal. But hey, for now, I'm cool with adding something like this. I don't remember what we spent. It was probably like a quarter, maybe 50 cents, which is a perfect price for a VHS tape. Next up, guys, we got some N64 games. So the N64 North American Library is something that we are trying to go and check off one by one. Maybe we'll turn into a side series or something. I thought about doing that with the Wii U and then maybe jumping into the N64 after that, just to kind of focus and see if we can actually complete a set. Either way, for now, let's go and go into these. So we have Wipeout 64. We have NFL Blitz 2001. We have YLA Country Club. Don't know how to pronounce that. And we have Rugrats Scavenger Hunt. So a few new additions to the growing N64 library. But that's not all. We got a few more over here. You guys might have remembered this one we picked up in one of the video game stores that we went to, and it did come with this repro case, which is pretty awesome because these are those same repro cases that I go ahead and pick up as well. I think they're just perfect. So we have Ready to Rumble Boxing Round 2. Put that over here for now, and I'll clear this in just a second. We got 3 more N64 games to talk about. So this one is MRC, otherwise known as Multi Racing Championship. Picked that one up pretty cheap. And this one was cheap as well. We have NFL Quarterback Club 98. And we have Robotron 64. I don't think this one was cheap, but I don't think it was super expensive either. I think it was like, maybe it was 15 bucks, somewhere around there. I can't remember, but looks very interesting. Robotron 64. We're gonna set those there right now. Guys, we got something that we don't really see too often. And I know we say that pretty often on this channel, but there's just so much stuff out there that we really don't come across. So we've got 2 games for the Sega Master System. So we have Rastan, or don't know how to pronounce it, but man, the artwork on this is just so cool. You got these lines that just kind of look like a Photoshop background or something. I don't know, but these games are pretty old, probably from before Photoshop was even a thing. But we got this one, and we picked up Double Dragon as well. I don't know if this video has dropped. You guys will see this at some point, but these were just too cool. The prices were pretty good on them as well, and maybe we're gonna start collecting for the Sega Master System. I don't know, guys. It's kind of how we were talking about the Sega CD earlier. It's like, well, we could collect games and then eventually get like a working console. I don't know. I haven't decided on these yet. These might end up getting sold at some point, but for now, I'm gonna hold on to them. I just think they're too cool, and like I said, we got a good deal, so I think hold on to them for now. Maybe see if this is something that we want to collect for a little more serious in the future, and then decide at a later date. All right, and next up, another one off of the Wii U checklist. We have Wipeout 3. So I gotta let y'all know once we do like a Wii U update video where we're at, how many games we have. I know it's somewhere around like 90. We might hit the 100 mark by now, so somewhere pretty close to that. And yeah, we're getting about, I think about halfway through the full North American library. So it'll happen little by little. Next up, something that we don't really get to add much to our collection for. This is the Nintendo GameCube is what I'm talking about. We have the Haunted Mansion. Man, I wish we could see GameCube stuff more often, but it's just super sought after. It doesn't seem like it's gonna get less popular over time. I feel like it's kind of doing what the Sega Saturn did, where it's just, oh, like everyone loves it now, and it's just kind of obscure. And yeah, we have a Haunted Mansion. Free movie pass inside, but yeah, the very cheap copy of this game. I don't think this game is super expensive by any means, but pretty cool when you come across GameCube stuff for a good price. And speaking of things for a good price, I think this was a pawn shop find. We have the Jak and Daxter collection remastered in HD. So you get the first 3 games that were on the PS2, and they're remastered. Something about being able to play these games, but like the remastered version on the PS3 is so awesome. I love how many different collections they did on the PS3 as well. I know they did like a Metal Gear Solid one. I think they did a Ratchet and Clank one as well. They just did a bunch of the different collections, and maybe we can pick up all of them at some point, but I don't know. I just love stuff like this. If you made it this far, there's 2 things you gotta do. The first thing is, you gotta subscribe, man. Just go ahead. Subscribe if you haven't done it. Go ahead and join the community, join the channel. We love having you here. The second thing you gotta do, if you made it this far at the end of this ridiculously long pickups video, you gotta leave me a comment, right? And the comment is, tell me one video game that you plan on playing this year. And I know the year is almost over. Maybe it's a game you're currently playing right now, but let's say maybe it's like a goal. Like, I'm gonna beat this game that I'm playing right now. For me, I'm gonna go and say Trials of Mana, but that's just because that's the game I'm playing. I'm like 10 hours in, probably got like 20 or 30 more to go. I think I can make it happen. Wish me luck. But anyways, guys, drop that comment, hit the subscribe button as well. I appreciate all of y'all. I got more videos like this in the works. Don't know exactly when, but it's definitely going to be soon. Going to be dropping a Wii U collection video soon. And now that I've done some pickups, I'm starting to clear some space that I had over here that y'all can't see off camera. And that means a tour is going to be coming soon. A game room tour definitely on the horizon. And I mean it, hopefully a little bit sooner than later. We'll see. Anyways, guys, enough talking. I appreciate all of y'all. Till next time. Peace.